All right, and I think I'm live. So, yeah, hi everyone. Hope that you're doing well. Thank you for choosing to decide to spend your Thursday with me. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this live stream. Whether you're watching live right now or whether you're tuning in after the fact, I generally just appreciate you all for just taking your own time to check out Z Talks episode 22. So, yeah, today I decided to do kind of like a live stream solo stream, and not because I decided, because like I actually gave the power over to my awesome Patreons. Which, if you do want to join, link is down below in the description box. And if you want to join, it's only £2 per month. You get access to early videos. You get to see what actually comes onto the channel. You get 2 times entries in giveaways, and you get to see my release schedule every single week, so you know exactly what's going to be coming onto the channel. But yeah, in terms of today, I I've got some questions prepared in terms of patrons who's asked me some questions. I also do have prepared some reviews I've actually done on Letterboxd, which you won't see videos for here on the channel. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be exciting. I'm excited to kind of share those with you. So yeah, again, I'm just going to wait for a couple more people to tune in. But for anyone who is watching live right now, you can let me know if you can like hear me okay, and if like the video's okay, if it's like lagging or anything like that. If you can let me know in the comment section, that would be awesome. So yeah, again, just thank you for joining me. And yeah, it was my awesome Patreons who I did kind of put a poll out on Patreon. Those were the guys who decided, okay, well, this is actually going to be like a solo stream tonight. So yeah, I'm going to go solo, going to answer any and all the questions that you guys have. So yeah, please let me know. And let me have a look. Okay, so I'm lagging right now, but audio is fine. Okay, let me just try fix that. I don't know. I was having issues, to be honest with you, with StreamYard when going in. So worst case is I might have to exit out the stream and come back. I'm not really too sure. I don't really want to be doing that, but guess just have to wait and see. Video lagging a little, can hear you fine. Well, I'm glad that you can hear me, which is awesome, but it's not ideal if it's lagging. So do let me know if that is picking up or not. Worst case, I might have to just come out of this and then come back in. So yeah, let me know. Again, if you're watching live right now, let me know if it's improved a little bit or not at all. I can't tell on my end. I don't know why my Wi-Fi's been working fine all day, so I don't know why all of a sudden, literally as soon as I come to do my weekly live stream, it's decided, nah, don't think I'll work. So yeah, I hope it's okay anyway. Let me know, and let me have a look here, see if there's anything else I can do. Sorry about this, guys. So again, if you're just tuning in live right now, so welcome to the channel. Thank you for choosing to take your own time to spend it with me. And while I'm going to do a Q&A, and I'm also going to talk to you about some reviews from Letterboxd. So if you don't follow me on Letterboxd, the link is in the description box. You can see all my reviews on there, even for videos that I don't do separate reviews for on the channel. So you'll be able to see that as well. But I'm going to read some out and I'm going to give you the scores for them and kind of like some experiences I've had with some movies as of late. So again, if you're watching live right now, let me know if the video's okay, audio's okay. If not, again, I'm going to have to just come out of the stream. But I'm hoping it's okay. Let me check here. Yeah. Just having a little look. I don't know why it's lagging if it is. Don't know why that is. I'm going to have to have a look. Right, give me a couple of minutes, guys. I'm going to come back. Okay, so thank you, Ryan, for that. Hey, Jason. So yeah, anyone watching live right now, please bear with me. Worst case is the stream might go black a little bit. I'm going to try to come back because the video is lagging. I can actually see this now on my end. I don't know why. My Wi-Fi is absolutely fine. So I'm going to come out the stream. I'm going to come back into it. So yeah, just bear with me. Right, I'm back. I'm hoping that's working now. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, watching live after the fact. Sorry for a little bit of a shambles there. Yeah, I say like my Wi-Fi's been fine absolutely all day, and then all of a sudden I'm now going to do my weekly live stream, and guess who doesn't decide to work? My Wi-Fi. So I don't know. Much better. Awesome. Well, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Jason. Awesome. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Have you got any questions for me whatsoever? Whether it's movie related, personal related, whatever the case should be. Please do just drop them down below and I'll answer them all. I have got a bunch of questions waiting here, so I am going to get to them. Let me have a look. Just a moment. Right, almost there. Let's have a look. Right, yes. So for anyone who is unaware, I did launch on my Patreon, Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube community tab, actually saying like, if anyone's got any questions prior to the stream, I'll answer them. Just drop them down on there. I've got a couple of questions, not a lot of them, but I've got a couple of questions, so I am going to go through them all. We'll answer them. And again, if you've got any questions or any comments, you can just drop by saying hi. Drop them in the section below. And yeah, let's get to it. So yeah, as you guys can see, I put some of these questions I was asked already filtered into the comment section instead of writing them on a piece of paper. So I'm not staring down like this all the time. I have got it for my Letterboxd reviews, which you'll see soon. But yeah, so let's get to the question. So Elliot from IMO Reviews asked, have you ever considered going into filmmaking yourself? All right, so I'm going to be a little bit vague on this answer, simply because the short answer is yes, for sure. I think we all kind of sit here and we kind of critique movies, or we do movie reviews, or whatever the case should be. And I think we've all kind of had maybe some kind of vision for an idea to think, oh, wouldn't it be cool if X movie did this, or this happened in X movie, like that kind of thing. And for me, I think that like quite constantly. So yeah, the short answer is yes. I have actually got a project coming up, which you're going to see an announcement video for probably very shortly. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But it's some exciting things that's going on the channel, and in the background, there's a lot I'm working on like all the time. So you guys are going to be experiencing a lot of awesome stuff. And did you see that? So please continue to tune in and subscribe if you are tuned into this live stream and you're not subscribed as of yet. We really appreciate it. The next one comes from Ryan from RWR Movie Reviews. So, hey, Ryan, thanks for asking the pre-populated question. And he says, is there any movie that was so uncomfortable to watch that you never revisited? Short answer is no. For me, it's more the fact that when I see, like, say, for example, like a horror movie, I might get creeped out by, like, say, if there is an injury to a person that involves a body part, but it's kind of realistic as such. So, like, if there's any movie involving like where something happens to someone's eye, I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to see that kind of thing. So I have like those kind of moments, but I don't have anything like specifically per se where I will be like, right, this movie, it was so gross, I never want to watch that again. I would probably re-watch it. So I've never had anything like that. But I am actually thinking about starting a series on the channel where I watch the most kind of disturbing movies and keep going until I eventually can't take another disturbing movie. But we'll see how that goes. Definitely an idea in the pipeline. So thank you for the question, dude. He says, also, another one from Ryan says, would you rather watch that was meant to say sporting event, not sporting event, or a romance movie? For me, romance movie any day of the week. I actually really like romance movies, even if they're so predictable and so cheesy and you know exactly how it's going to end. Like those kind of movies I actually really enjoy. Yeah, I actually watched a couple which I've got on my list, which I'm going to get to very shortly. But yeah, I like watching romance movies. I also like sporting events as well, so I like watching like a good football match if it's on, but I don't get a chance. Basically, very rare I get a chance to watch a football game because I don't have like the channel where you can actually watch them. You've got to pay like quite a bit of money to actually get them, so I don't have them. But not opposed to either, but yeah, definitely prefer a romance movie for me. The next question is, would you rather only watch Magic Mike for the rest of your life, or be able to watch films but only on fast forward? And now this is an interesting question because I've never seen Magic Mike. I've never seen either of them, to be honest. And I know they're working on a third one right now, which I mean, I don't know why. Clearly they sell, maybe target audiences of women. I don't know. Obviously, I've got no clue. But yeah, Magic Mike off. Simple answer for me is watch movies, but only on fast forward. Because imagine on this channel, you guys know there's a running joke right now where it's always like, Mike, you've never seen this movie, you've never seen that movie, whatever the case should be. Imagine how many movies I could get through if I put them on fast forward. I'd be able to see the beginning, the middle, and the end. Obviously, if it's a long, convoluted movie, I might not be able to understand it fully. But imagine how many movies I could tell you guys, oh, wow, look how many movies I've seen this week. That would be awesome. So, yeah. Definitely movies fast forward for the rest of my life, the Magic Mike. Well, thank you for the question. Jason, old Millennial, so hey Jason, he says, what other passions in life do you have besides movies? Yeah, so definitely a lot of passions that I do actually have. So I have a passion for like collecting like Funkos, Death Note, like anime, TV. So I have passions for like that kind of stuff. But heart and heart, really, I'm just a big geek, you know. Like I've just love collecting stuff, and so I love collecting like memorabilia, Funko Pops. I love collecting all sorts of stuff. I've also got a couple of these disc plates that I need to hang up and actually get displayed. I've got all three of them, Back to the Future, which are all very different designs. But I haven't got a lot of space in my room. I've got a very kind of small room. So if I ever get like a bigger house, for example, with Emma or whatever the case should be, I definitely want a big space where I have like a big movie room or a big like kind of nerd room, and I'll definitely display all that then, and I'll give you guys like a full tour. I've got a lot of stuff, and even Back to the Future stuff I can't even put on display because I've not got the room. Other passions of mine though is I love writing, so I love writing fictional books. Actually got a fictional book on the way, which I'm hoping to get out by the end of the year, but being honest with you, it's probably going to be middle of next year I'll get that out. But yeah, I got a fictional book on the way. And besides that, I love going to the gym. For example, I love keeping fit if I can. Or going on walks. Or like down the beach as well. I love going for a walk down the beach. I just really think it kind of like clears your mind a little bit of like thoughts sometimes, or just like a breath of fresh air, you know. So yeah, got a lot of passions. Maybe a lot of stuff that you guys don't know about me. I also like to cook as well. So a lot of stuff. Definitely a lot in mind, I'll put it that way. Jason also asks, what is your favorite Melissa McCarthy movie? Oh, dude. Anyone who doesn't know and tune into the channel and maybe this is your first time, yeah, I'm not a fan of Melissa McCarthy at all. Not to say that she's not a good actress, because I definitely think deep down she probably does have talent, but she's in the same old stupid comedy movies. Every movie that she's in, directed by her husband, so no wonder her acting gig is pretty stale and quick. For me, none. Simple answer, Jason, is none. Thank you for the question. So he says, if you and Emma have kids, would you consider a movie-related name? Absolutely. So yeah, me and Emma's had this discussion for if it happens. For me, I want, if it's a boy, and I don't know if it's about a girl or anything like that, but if it's a boy, I want Marty personally. I mean, of course, it's got to happen, right? The Back to the Future sleep, Marty. She wants Bruce. I don't know if she thinks because of Bruce Wayne or she just likes the name Bruce. I would rather have Marty Bruce, and she said maybe Bruce Marty, but I don't know. But definitely Marty for me, for sure. I mean, that's got to be a given, right? Well, thank you for the question, Sophie. I really appreciate it. We've also got Drew saying, hey, what's up? So, hey, Drew, thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. Of course, we've got Norman Rad saying, hello, how goes it? So, hey, Norman, hope you're doing good, my friend. I'm doing good. Hope you are too. The view Drew says, good news, so Halloween Kills in preparation for Ends coming to Peacock tomorrow. Yeah, dude, I hope that you enjoyed the movie. I personally really like Halloween Kills. It gets a lot of stick, which I don't think it really deserves. Yeah, it's got mindless characters. Yes, it's got a lot of characters that you really don't care about and they're there just to be killed, for sure. But I think it's probably one of the movies that really makes Michael Myers like a menacing threat and like an actual serious menacing threat, and think, oh, like, you're not going to get past this guy, or if you literally take one step in his way, you're going to be killed. So that's why I actually really like that movie. It's kind of forgettable for sure, and it's just kind of like a mindless sequel. But I still really enjoyed, and yeah, me and my partner Emma are going to see Halloween Ends tomorrow. So I'm really excited how that one's going to play out, and I really don't think it's going to be the end, so to say. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting because Jamie Lee Curtis has said this is definitely her last one, and she signed on the contract that she's never come back for another one. So I'm going to be interested if she's going to ride off into the sunset or what's going to happen with her character. But yeah, let me know what you thought of Halloween Ends. Kills, sorry. Nolan says, what did you think? For me, Halloween Kills, middle of the road. Michael Myers. Myers movie for me, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I think that's a fair score. I would probably go a little bit higher just because again of the kills, and if you wanted like an actual slasher, that's the movie for you. Or Terrifier. If you've never seen Terrifier, I can only recommend to all of you that's watching or after the fact, check out Terrifier. But yeah, it's a fair score, dude. Drew says, for me, it was entertaining. Michael Myers was kind of the star of it. Jimmy Lee Curtis was sidelined. Yeah, absolutely. She was going through like the recovering of the injuries from the first Halloween 2018 movie. She's definitely more sidelined for sure. I think it's more the case of just trying to get them both near enough together towards the end to kind of bring together, okay, well, this is how we're going to go into like the third movie, because it was already announced that it was going to be a trilogy, so you already knew that they were both going to survive. I don't mean they could do a Michael Myers movie and be like, oh, I think it was like Judy Greer or whatever take over Laurie Strode. That wouldn't happen. So yeah, I'm glad that you found an entertaining movie, dude. Let's have a look. We've got Jason saying, hey, Mike. So, hey, Jason. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Drew says, are you excited for Black Adam? Yeah, kind of. Being honest with you, like, I prefer DC over Marvel. Always have. I just want them to kind of go more back to, like, their dark roots kind of thing for me. Like, those are the movies that I want to see personally, and I think those are the movies that hold up. For example, the Dark Knight trilogy, Joker, for example, the recent The Batman. Those movies hold up and make the most money to a degree. Obviously, I know Aquaman made like a killing and stuff like that, but in terms of like more serious movies, those are made like the bigger movies and bigger budgets kind of thing, and bigger successes at the box office. So I kind of wish to go that route. I already know the end credits for Black Adam, what happened, so I'm kind of excited what they're going to do in the future. But yeah, what about everyone that's watching? Are you guys excited for Black Adam or not? That's what I would like to know. Let's have a look. Ryan says, I'm watching this horror movie called Followed, and it's found footage, and the guy keeps calling everybody watching Minions. Yeah. So if you don't know, I have the thing where I absolutely hate Minions and the Minions or Despicable Me, that kind of rubbish. I don't like them whatsoever. The Minions, little pricks, that's all I'm going to call them. But yeah, dude, I hope that you're enjoying the found footage movie, even if it's terrible. That is a movie that I definitely do not want to watch ever in my lifetime again. Minions or anything that's got to do with them. Yeah, I wish Michael Myers would kill them off. That would be good. I've got Gigi Loma saying, what's up, y'all? So, hey, Justin, hope you're doing good, my friend. Yeah, hope you're doing well. I've got Gareth saying, evening. So, hey, Gareth, hope you're doing well, my friend. Nora says, question. Mike, if they ever chose to remake Back to the Future, who would you choose to direct the movie? Okay, yeah, that's a cool question. To be honest, I'd never really thought of a director. I know obviously it was like Rob Zemeckis directed the original with Bob Gale like co-producing. I mean, Spielberg would be a cool one. Obviously, I know he really did it, but if we're taking out of all the equation and thinking about Back to the Future, Christopher Nolan, I would actually really like to see that, because he does so much practical stuff, and behind the camera, he's done so many great like sci-fi movies in the past. So imagine if he got a hold of Back to the Future. Like, that would be incredible. I think it'd be very interesting. In terms of who I would cast, I would have no idea whatsoever. But yeah, Nolan for me, yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome. I got Cinematic saying, hey, Cinematic, hope you're doing good, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Lego News says, if you had to pick one movie that you hate for a passion, but it can only be the movie you have to watch for the rest of your life, I'm assuming. So if you had to pick one movie that you hate for a passion, but can only be a movie that you have to watch for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm assuming that question is. So yeah, well, hey, Lego News, hope you're doing good, my friend. Now that's a tough one. I don't know per se if there's a movie that I hate with like a really, really big passion. Don't get me wrong, like every year I watch some stinkers of a movie. I mean, come on, I watch the silent movies and review them on the channel. You guys know that, right? So I don't know if I have one per se that I hate with passion. What I would say is a couple of movies that I dislike very, very much that I would never watch again is The Intent 2, one of my first reviews on the channel. That is definitely one movie that I would never watch again. We've also got Silence. I did not like that movie whatsoever. It's Scorsese, terrible movie. And Minions. Minions I don't like, but I would never watch any of them ever again. Are you watching Halloween Ends Tonight? Matic asks. No, my friend, I'm going to watch it tomorrow because it doesn't come out in the UK until tomorrow. For whatever reason, you guys in America always get like a day early. We don't get that luxury. So yeah, I'll be watching it tomorrow, dude. I'm assuming you're going to see it tonight. Let me know. What's your best dish that you cook, Mike? That's a tough one. I cook quite a few things, but mainly like kind of stick to like the same old stuff. I don't really know, actually, being honest with you. I do like making like a good Sunday roast or a Sunday dinner. We call it Sunday's dinner, but maybe you guys in America might know it as like a Sunday roast. If not, maybe it's basically just like veg with like maybe like beef, but obviously because like my partner's vegetarian, we don't really eat meat. So yeah, with like Yorkshire puddings and gravy, really, really nice. So I actually really like making that. So I would say that's probably the best thing that I cook. Jane says, sorry, Mike, I had to draw you with that question. Yeah, dude, I gathered as much. You know, but I'm not getting drawn by Melissa McCarthy or Minions. It's always something else. So no worries, dude. Oh, Emma's saying Bruce Campbell, guys, for the reason why she wants Bruce. Yeah. I like Emma's favorite movies, like with like Evil Dead. One of her favorites, Evil Dead. She loves Bruce Campbell. Yeah. I definitely want Marty. Can't name him Bruce Marty. That is awful. Yeah, definitely Marty Bruce's too. And Joe says, well, hey Joe, he says maybe call him Biff. No, definitely not. Biff's an awful name. I don't know why anyone would think that's great. Also listening and drive home from work. So yeah, well, thank you, Emma, and I'm sure I'll see you soon after this stream. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Let me have a look. Jason says, saw Blonde the other day. Maybe the worst movie I've seen this year. Why didn't some Netflix executive watching the Rushes say we've got to shut this down? It's terrible. Well, firstly, dude, I'm so glad that you've finally seen Blonde so we can actually talk about it a little bit now. I'm not going to go into full spoilers here just for anyone who hasn't seen the movie and maybe does want to see it because I don't want to be that guy who spoils everything. But I will say that I agree, definitely one of the worst movies I've seen this year. I think it's a kind of a disgusting kind of take on a movie. I generally just think the director wanted to see Ana de Armas topless multiple times, which pretty cool, I guess, for us guys, women, whoever wants to maybe see her topless. But besides that, I didn't really see the point of it. I get the whole point of maybe to do it once, okay, cool, but like 4 or 5 times in the movie, I really don't think was justified, being honest with you. But besides that, there's no real story. It's a mess of the movie. The cinematography and editing choices is just generally all over the place. Yeah, if you think about watching Blonde, I don't. But in terms of executives, they must be thinking Marilyn Monroe, name attached kind of thing, money. And they rub their hands together like this, and that's maybe what happened. Jason says, I'm tired of superhero movies in general. So yeah, I'm assuming you're referring to the Black Adam question. Yeah, you know, me too. So for example, Marvel's recently been doing the TV series, just like She-Hulk, Miss Marvel and stuff like that. Being honest with you, I've not watched any of them, and I generally don't have any intentions to. I've read about the spoilers in them, so I feel like I don't need to watch Miss Marvel. And also She-Hulk, I've also heard about the spoilers of the season finale, and it sounds absolutely abysmal. It sounds generally as if they've taken all the love and creation and the passion Marvel had for the last 10 years and literally just threw it into the toilet and flushed the chain. Yeah, generally, like, it sounds absolutely awful what they've done. And that ending finale, where I seen as She-Hulk, that is just shocking writing. I don't know who thought of that idea, but seriously, Marvel, they need to do something with Black Panther 2. Otherwise, I am pretty much checked out of Marvel, being honest with you. But yeah, we've got Michael Arena saying, hey, Michael, sorry I'm late. Yeah, hey, dude, no problem at all. I'm going to be here for a while, so no, you're not late at all. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. I hope that you are doing well. Joe said, out of all the people who auditioned for Marty McFly in Back to the Future, if Michael J. Fox didn't get the role, who do you think would have played the role best? Good question. Actually, I know there were... Sorry, just got itchy nose. Yeah, I know there was a couple of people who auditioned for Marty. I don't know every single person who auditioned for Marty, but I do know that there was like the likes of like Johnny Depp, Ben Stiller, Ralph Macchio, of course, Daniel LaRusso, Karate Kid, for anyone who doesn't know. So I know there was quite a few people. So I'm going to go on like those three names: Ralph Macchio, Ben Stiller, or Johnny Depp. I would probably go Johnny Depp or Macchio. I don't know which one. Maybe Depp, because he has got good comedic timing, especially if you've seen like Pirates of the Caribbean. Ralph Macchio is a bit all over the shop, and the best thing about those Karate Kid movies mainly is Mr. Miyagi. So yeah, I'm gonna go Johnny Depp. Actually, I would have really liked to have seen that. Thank you for the question. Ryan says Amsterdam. You can throw that right next to Jason as worst movie of the year. Yeah, I've heard Amsterdam is absolutely abysmal. Hoping to maybe see it at the weekend. I haven't got high hopes whatsoever. I've heard it's 2 hours and like 10 minutes worth of just absolute trash. Makes no sense whatsoever. I have no idea basically what the story is. All the cast's wasted. That's what I've heard about that movie. So I'm really not looking forward to it. I definitely think that will probably end up on one of my worst of the year. So good one. No one says, so far for me, one of the worst of the year is Shark Side of the Moon. Yes, it's real and freaking awful. Yeah, I actually saw a poster for that. And I didn't hear good things about it whatsoever. And I think it's an asylum movie, or I think it's like another movie studio with like not big budgets or anything like that. Yeah, I've heard like stuff like that. I don't know necessarily how bad it is. I mean, you guys know I've seen some stinkers on this channel, and coming very soon to the channel, by the way, is a review for Amityville Karen. Yeah, just definitely gonna have to wait to watch that review. But yeah, Shark Side of the Moon, I may have to check that out. We've got the Soulless Trenchcoat saying, hey, what's up? So, hey, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ryan says, The Requiem is another bad shark movie this year, Noran. Never heard of The Requiem. Did you review that one, Ryan? I don't think you did, but I might be wrong. I've got Josh. Hey, Josh, how you doing from Klassic Reviews? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Amsterdam was insanely boring. Yeah, from what I've heard, dude, so I'm not looking forward to watching it at all, but I'm still going to check it out. And Samantha says, yes, plan for me is to watch Halloween Ends tonight after work. Also, I found and watched Terrifier on Tubi. Awesome, dude. Well, firstly, hope you enjoy Halloween Ends tonight. No spoilers. And also, let me know about Terrifier if you enjoyed it. And if any of you guys have seen Terrifier, let me know what your thoughts is as well, because I love that one. No one says, hi, I skipped that one, Ryan. Fair dude. Yeah, Soulless Trenchcoat says, I get what you're saying about Marvel. I haven't watched half the new series and films because of the burnout, but I do recommend Werewolf by Night. It was badass and love and tribute to the Universal Monster era. Yeah, well, thank you for the suggestion. I've seen a couple of reviews. I've seen Noran's review on that. I've seen Anthony Perez's review on that. I'm sure I've seen someone else's. I can't remember who. But yeah, I've actually heard that's been actually getting good reviews for like a 15-minute movie, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how long it is. Yeah, I've heard like that's meant to be good. I'm not sure if it's going to be tied to the MCU. I'm sure it's obviously going to be, because they're not going to make something that's not going to be tied to anything whatsoever. Yeah, definitely think about maybe checking that out. But being honest with you, it's just like, it's not so much the Marvel burnout, being honest with you, because I don't mind Marvel movies and series, like the early series like Loki and WandaVision. I didn't mind those series, but I think the issue is with Marvel is they're doing too many series, one after another, and it's literally maybe like a week break or 2 weeks break, it feels like, and it's back onto another series. So for me, I feel like that's why I'm just like, I can't be bothered anymore, because these series there's non-stop from them, or then you get a movie, and I'm just like just calm down a little bit, you know, like the first 10 years of Marvel was perfect. You maybe got 2 or 3 movies a year, that's it. Nothing else. You had time to sit and think of those movies, and those movies you want to rewatch again. Whereas for me, I'm not sure about you guys personally, but I don't want to watch another one of their series ever again. You know, at least not like the series I've seen. I definitely don't want to go back and rewatch any of them. I'd rather not, But yeah, definitely get where you're coming from though. So I'll check out Werewolf by Night. Jason says, I'm not planning on seeing Amsterdam after seeing all the reviews. Yeah, really don't blame you. You know me as like a big movie buff. I'll go see it so I can judge it. If it's worst of the year, it goes on the worst of the year list. Might be a pleasant surprise. I might actually love it. Doubt it, but I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, don't blame you. Ryan says, no, I just watch a record on Hulu randomly. Oh, okay, cool, dude. We don't have Hulu here, so I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. You guys are just kind of like saying hey to each other in the chat, so that's awesome. Glad you guys are just kind of connecting with one another. It's always good to find someone on YouTube and just collab with them, so that's awesome. And thank you so much for everyone who's watching live right now, or whether you got me like listening in somewhere and you guys are doing some jobs, whatever the case should be. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Jason says, are they planning on more movies like Werewolf by Night? I wonder. I wouldn't really be surprised because I've heard really rave things about it. Michael Giacchino directing, and he's done so many famous scores. One of my favorite movies of the year, The Batman, he did the score for that early this year. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to see what they're going to do. I wouldn't be surprised though because it was a really big hit, so I wouldn't be surprised. Solus Trenchcoat says, I like Terrifier 1 and here Part 2 is insane. Yeah, I've heard the absolute same. Here in the UK, we don't actually get that to like October 24th, and I'm dying to check it out. I've heard so much good stuff, but can't watch it. So yeah, I've heard it is crazy though. Have you seen the trailer for Knock at the Cabin? I haven't. No, I don't even know what that movie is. So yeah, I'll check it out probably after this. But yeah, dude, no, I haven't watched that. I don't know what that is. Jason says Magic Mike could be the name of your autobiography. No. Firstly, that'll probably be copyrighted. Secondly, definitely no Magic Mike model, let me put it that way. But thank you for the suggestion, Jason, but no. And who would want to read my autobiography? Probably no one. So the Trenchcoat says, I think so, Jason. They'll be doing more of the horror supernatural characters like Blade and probably Ghost Rider and Werewolf by Night, and others may appear. Though plus through plus that they plus introduced. Sorry. Yeah. So I've heard that Blade is looking for a new director and a new writer as Mahershala Ali. I don't know. Sorry, I probably misspelled his name. Isn't happy with the direction whatsoever or the writing, which I don't blame him. If he's going to star in a Disney movie, a Marvel movie, of course, run by Disney, and he is already a big actor and a big name and a very good actor at that. He's going to want a solid script, and I don't blame him. Clearly, he's thinking, well, this Marvel writing is pretty naff, So I really don't blame him. A few characters have spin-offs. Yeah, I wouldn't really be surprised. So yeah, just try and wait for some more comments and questions come in. I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple of movies I've seen recently on Letterboxd and my star ratings for them, because I've actually seen some first-time watchers. Some that's on my list of 100 movies and some that isn't. So I watched the first two Kill Bill movies. Talked about those on Cinematic Tendencies, a recent live stream. So if you want to go over and check that, go to Cinematic Tendencies YouTube channel. I will be doing a separate video and stuff for them in the future. So I'm not going to tell you my star ratings and stuff for them. But yeah, the first one here is I watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street for the first ever time. Yeah, really enjoyed the movie. Fun movie for sure. And these movies I'm going to talk about right now, you're not going to see separate videos for on the channel. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, watch that for the first time. Really fun movie. I'm going to a horror con like next week. Me and my partner Emma's going, and it was really cool because there's going to be a couple of Nightmare on Elm Street guests going to be there. Heather Langenkamp was meant to be there, but she's cancelled. But yeah, basically, awesome movie. Obviously, a little bit dated in terms of like one or two effects that they do here. And Heather Langenkamp's acting in the first part of the movie was terrible. As the movie went on, she was all right. She was like good. I didn't mind. But that first part, yeah, terrible. And Johnny Depp was pretty awesome in that movie for the screen time that he got. So yeah, really, really like that movie. So that's the first one that I've seen recently is Nightmare on Elm Street. I also watched one called Look Both Ways, which is Lily Reinhardt, who plays Betty in Riverdale. Sorry, I don't know why I have just a mind blank there. Yeah, that was kind of like a kind of romance comedy kind of movie. I gave it 2.5 stars out of 5. Nightmare on Elm Street, by the way, got 3.5 out of 5. Look Both Ways, 2.5 out of 5. Basically, all right movie. Lily Reinhardt does a good job. She basically feels like I'm watching Betty from Riverdale in that movie, but it's kind of the way that they told the narrative, because basically what happens is she has like a one night stand kind of thing with like a close friend, and basically it shows you, okay, well, if she was pregnant from this one night stand, this is what her life's going to turn as, or if she wasn't pregnant, this is how her life's going to turn as. And it was a cool concept. I quite liked it, but the issue is like how they tell a narrative. It's constantly flicking between them all the time, so it's being like, oh, okay, this is story 1 and story 2. I would prefer that personally. Bit of a forgettable movie, but yeah, watched that one recently as well. Let's have a look what other comments we've got in here. Kill Bill, some Tarantino's best. I've only seen a couple of his movies, so I can't comment on if it's one of his best. I like the first one. The second one, not really. But yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed them, dude. Kill Bill is dope. Glad that you guys think so as well. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 is still my favorite of all time. Yeah, man. Well, I've only watched the first one, so I've got obviously all the others to catch up on, and then obviously the remake and stuff like that. So I will get to them. So we'll wait and see. But I'm glad that you think number 2 is your favorite, dude. I'm excited to see it. The next movie that I've recently seen that I won't be doing a review for on the channel is The Woman King. So Viola Davis, Lashana Lynch is in this one as well. So yeah, saw this one recently. I gave this one a 3.5 stars out of 5. Definitely some themes in here that is very kind of touchy to touch on, being honest with you. I'm not going to mention them here, but very touchy subjects a couple of times in this movie. Overall, pretty good movie. I felt like it was a little bit too long. Viola Davis sometimes sounds like she's in Africa. Sometimes sounds like she's in America. So I don't know what she's doing with the accent. But she is awesome in the movie. That's what I will say. I really liked her in the movie. I like the story of the movie as well. I don't know if, like, how historically accurate it is to the actual events or whatever the case should be, because it is based on a true story. It was pretty good. John Boyega was also pretty good as well. I actually like John Boyega because when I first saw the trailer, I was just like, basically, I was just like, I was just like, he may as well just be Finn from Star Wars with a lightsaber. But yeah, after seeing the movie, yeah, I was actually really impressed. So Woman King, 3.5 stars out of 5. So let's see what you guys have to say. Josh says, seen Emily on Saturday. Yeah, you know what? With Emily, I think it looks all right. Like, I know it's Emma Mackey or Emma McKay. Emma McKay, sorry, I think it is. Yeah, I know it's about like Wuthering Heights and stuff like that. So it looks interesting. It looks like it's going to be a very, very slow movie. But I saw that it's like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So already I feel like it might be one where you can maybe trim off like 10, 15 minutes of the movie. It does look very, very slow burning and not much happening. I don't know, obviously, the true story. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, dude, I hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know if it is any good. View Drew says, what movie do you think Jake Lloyd gives a worst performance in? Jingle All the Way or Phantom Menace? Right, okay, so I think Jake Lloyd, if I'm not mistaken, that's the young Anakin Skywalker. I might be wrong. So if I am, then I do apologize, but I'm assuming, because he said Phantom Menace, I'm assuming it is. I haven't seen Phantom Menace in such a long time, and then Jingle All the Way, I don't remember much of his performance, so to be honest, I can't answer this question. I'd have to rewatch them both to then be able to answer that, Drew. So when I watch them both, I will answer it on a live stream. So keep an eye out. But thank you for the question, dude. I'm not ignoring it. I generally will come back to it, but I haven't seen them both in a long time, so I can't comment. Yes, Emma says here is my best friend's exorcism was the most disappointing movie we have watched this year, I think. So yes, this is another one that is actually on my list. Did I get this down here? No, I didn't write this down here, but I actually did review it. I think I gave it 2 stars out of 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that movie. So for anyone who is interested or wants to know about it, so it's based on a book written by Grady Hendrix. Emma was saying that they have changed quite a bit from the book to the movie adaptation, which does happen in a lot of movies. But yeah, characters I felt were really underdeveloped. I felt like the script was it should have been a little bit longer to maybe explain a couple of things. Some of the friendships should have been built as more, especially as it's based on like 2 girls who are best friends. Like, comedy doesn't land for me personally whatsoever. I think Emma got like an odd chuckle here or there, but yeah, definitely could not recommend that movie at all. So that is another one that we've watched. Another one here is that I've watched recently was Ticket to Paradise, which is Julia Roberts and George Clooney. That one got 2 stars out of 5. George Clooney and Julia Roberts, nice to see them back again on screen. Basically, both of them are just walking into the movie set for a paycheck. That's essentially what they're there for. Story didn't have enough heart or development. And yeah, forgettable movie. Definitely don't care to watch that one ever again. So that's why I also rewatched. I've also got here Blonde. I gave a 1.5 stars out of 5. That is teetering between 1 and 1.5 stars. Talked about that before. Did not like that movie whatsoever. I know Josh didn't, and I know Jason didn't either. And I will go through a couple more movies shortly, but I've got a couple more questions, so I'm going to go to them first. The Soulless Trenchcoat says, what are some of your favourite horror movies? So being honest with you, very recently, I've been really thinking about the original Hellraiser. So I watched that for the first time, like probably quite a few months ago, maybe late last year. I can't remember when. Emma introduced me to it, and it was such a good movie. That first movie was awesome. Definitely one of my favorites so far. I would generally say one of my favorites. I actually do want to go back and rewatch that. So definitely the Hellraiser. I would say this year, The Black Phone is one of my absolute favorite horror movies. I think that is just such a good horror movie and a simple premise movie with nothing too crazy or too, big spectacles going on around the movie. It's just simple storytelling about kidnapping and the girl trying to get back her brother. That's basically what the story is, and I really, really like that. So I can't really think of many, many, many more on top of my head about in terms of favorite horrors. I'll probably have to come back with you with that one. But I'd also say Terrifier. Love the Terrifier. If you haven't seen it, check it out, especially if you're a big horror fan. Jason says, what's the big difference you notice visiting America from your home country? A lot. You guys in America, your prices are far cheaper than what they are here. In the UK, on pretty much most stuff. That's one thing I've noticed. The atmosphere in America is just so much better in the UK. Like here, it just feels a bit more depressing, being honest with you. And yeah, I just love America so much. Like there's so much stuff. Like the food is incredible in America. Here, just basically all just tastes bland all the time. It's all right, just general blandish food, nothing too memorable. So yeah, definitely a couple of things I've noticed straight away the big differences. And Josh says, I managed to get a gala screening for Knives Out, Glass Onion on Sunday. I am buzzing. Well, dude, I hope that you really, really enjoy that. Yeah, I know it's going to get released in certain cinemas, I think, for 1 week only, and then it's going to go on Netflix, or it might be on Netflix and cinema at the same time for 1 week. I'm not too sure. I'm intrigued by it. I think I've seen tiny bits of a trailer of it, so I'm intrigued what they're going to do with it. I think they plan to do like a series of like 3 or 4 movies. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, definitely intrigued to see how it's going to play off. But yeah, dude, hope that if you get to see it, I hope that we see a review from you, because I would love to watch that. Let's have a look. We've got Lego News saying She-Hulk is finally finished, and I didn't watch it. I only watched the Devil episode because of the rest of it was just crap. What are your thoughts on She-Hulk if you have watched it? So yeah, I touched on this a little bit before. I haven't watched any of the series whatsoever. I do know like every week I've watched a couple of people's like weekly breakdown kind of thing. I do know you watch Anthony Press's like series review as well. I've generally just heard it's absolutely abysmal. I didn't have any interest whatsoever on She-Hulk. I actually watched Josh's video earlier about a rant on She-Hulk, and I saw the ending of She-Hulk, and I don't know what the hell Marvel's thinking, or who in their writing department thought, I know, that's a great idea. Because it's not, and I really don't get that whatsoever. Yeah, I haven't watched Miss Marvel, haven't watched She-Hulk, got no inkling to do so whatsoever. And if you guys have watched it, I hope generally you enjoyed it. But yeah, I've got no intention to watch it whatsoever. I know all the spoilers anyway, so I feel like I don't need to watch it. Winslow says, just followed you on Letterboxd. So thank you, Winslow. I really, really appreciate it. No 5 stars yet. What's some of your films that would be 5 stars? Okay, so this is where I get maybe like a little bit critical on 5 stars kind of stuff on my Letterboxd and reviews on my channel and stuff. So for me, it's one of those things where there's never going to be a perfect movie because there's always going to be some flaw in some movie, whatever the case should be. Even my favorite movie, Back to the Future. I mean, if you look at like the CG green screen that they had for the DeLorean effect when the fire goes through Marty's leg, it's literally his jeans on fire. So it's something tiny like that. So there's never going to be a perfect movie as such. But for me, I would still class Back to the Future, for example, like a 5-star movie or Death Note TV anime series. Those are two that really stick with me all the time. The only thing is, though, I was Letterboxd. I only just started it recently this year, like very late this year, being honest with you. So I feel like every movie I've watched before that time starting this, I remember those movies, but I want to go back and rewatch them so I can actually kind of like critique them and actually give them a fair score, because I can't really be like, oh, movie from 2016 was my favorite movie, but now I can't I haven't seen it since in 2016. So, by now I'm thinking, oh, well, actually, that's the worst movie I've ever seen, So that's why I feel like I can't give 5-star reviews so far. But yeah, in terms of movies, Back to the Future, I would probably I'd have to rewatch it kind of thing, but definitely. And TV series wise, anime, Death Note, 100%. We've got Q saying, hey, what's up, Mike? So, hey, Q, hope you're doing well. And also, Winslow, thank you for the question. Yeah, hey, Q. The trailer looked bad for Ticket to Paradise. Wasn't planning to watch it. What I'll say, Ryan, for anyone else watching or interested, Ticket to Paradise, if you are interested or wondering, okay, what it's about, if you watch the trailer literally shows you every single thing that's in the movie. So, yeah, if you want to know what happens in the movie, watch the trailer. No one says, anyone watching Andor on Disney Plus? I'm having a blast. I don't know about to stay on as a writer. When they do Star Wars content, he is brilliant. Yeah, so I haven't watched Andor yet. I didn't mind Rogue One. There's elements of I liked about it, but again, I've only seen it when it originally came out in the cinema, so it's been that long since I've seen that movie. So I feel like if I rewatch it, I can maybe either appreciate it more or maybe I dislike it less. I really don't know. So I haven't watched Andor, but it says that you're having a blast with it, dude. So yeah, I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. The Solar's Trenchcoat says Hellraiser is, in my view, is part 2. So this is actually a little bit of an unusual one. So the first one's my absolute favorite. I actually think I preferred the third one over the second one, and I know that might be a bit sacrilege to say. I'm glad the part 2 is your favorite, though. So this Trenchcoat, that's really, really cool to hear. Yeah, again, I might need to rewatch it. Ryan says, in UK, do they have a day like America does, like Black Friday? Yes, yeah. So we usually do it over like a weekend, not like a day. I don't know if you guys do like a weekend or whatever. So we usually have like Black Friday and the Friday, of course. Then we have like the weekend, which still has offers, and we have something called Cyber Monday, which is still just kind of the same offers, but it's like kind of like the last day of the offers. Yeah, we have that kind of figure. A lot of the time they sell a lot of just stuff people don't want anymore, and they'll just reduce it down. That's the Black Friday. But I'm intrigued this year as to what they're going to have an offer, and hopefully some physical media sets will be on offer as well, so I can actually go buy some. So we'll see. Josh says, don't get me started on She-Hulk. Yeah, go check out Josh's rant. That was hilarious. Loved it. Cinematic says, I like Terrifier for what it was. Pretty much, it was just the way you described it to me, lol. Now I want to watch the sequel, but won't be in theaters, most likely due to its limited release. Well, dude, well, firstly, I'm glad that you enjoyed Terrifier. Yeah, anyone who is interested in Terrifier or doesn't know about it, it's definitely a horror movie, a very gory, graphic, practical effects movie, which is great. But if you don't like horror, you're not going to like that movie. Expect some bad acting for sure. It's made to be an indie B-rate movie, but the gore, practical effects, and Art the Clown is awesome. Best thing about it. Solar Strange Girl said it's sad because I like She-Hulk actress. She was great in Orphan Black and Cassie Dillon, and I feel like Marvel is wasting her. Yeah, I think it's more the fact that you really hit the nail on the head, to be honest. It's more the writing, like I say, if you watch that end credits scene of She-Hulk, if you know about it, it's abysmal. It's absolutely terrible. And the direction that they're going to go in with that, honestly, appalling. Absolutely appalling. I'm shocked by how bad it is. So yeah, I actually haven't seen her in anything, to be honest, I don't think. But I am glad that you like the actress anyway. It sounds like she's generally a good actress, but just wasted in Marvel by the sounds of it. Winslow says, have you seen the Blair Witch Project? Watched it for the first time last night. It seems to be quite a divisive film, but I found it to be pretty creepy. No, I haven't actually, dude. So that's actually an interesting one. So a couple of weeks' time from now, for Halloween, me and my partners, Emma, are going to go to a cinema that's maybe about 45, 50-minute drive from us. If that. Sometimes it's a little bit less, depending on traffic. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually do like an all-night Halloween event at a cinema where starting at 10 p.m. at night, they're showing the original Blair Witch. So we're going to go see it, which I've never seen before, but Emma has. So I can then comment after that stream. After that event. Then we're going to go see Wreck, which I've never seen, but Emma has. And those movies are going to last till about near enough 3 o'clock in the morning. At 3 o'clock in the morning, they're showing a mystery showing, which we don't know what's going to be till they show it. So I might be asleep at that point. We'll wait and see. I've seen the sequel in 2016, Blair Witch, or reboot, whatever it was. I think it's a sequel, though, my partner was telling me. That was terrible. Forgettable movie. I've never watched it since. But yeah. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Glad that you found it pretty creepy. Gives me a little bit of hope for when I get to see it. Yeah, definitely intrigued to check it out, dude. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Jason says, what is Death Note? Have I got the box set here? Yes, I do. Of course I do. That was a stupid comment. That's it, Jason. There. Sorry about the lights flashing there. I've got 2 bright lights literally either side of this thing here. Yeah, Death Note is an anime series. Basically, what it's around is, for anyone who doesn't know, Death Note or is curious, okay, well, what's this all around? Is essentially this character right here is called Light Yagami. He is a very clever kind of like student in school. Basically, what happens is there is a death god called Ryuk, and he's bored one day, so he drops this thing called a Death Note, which essentially whoever owns this Death Note, as long as they have a picture in their mind of the person and they know their name, they can write their name in this Death Note, and that person will die however they wish to please. So Light gets this notebook and he starts doing that, and he starts killing off criminals, and then kind of things go from there. I'm not going to exploit it for you. But basically, this character here called just L, he is a mastermind kind of detective, private investigator, takes on cases that only he wants to take on. And he's thinking, well, okay, this can't just be the case of like all these deaths, say for example, like a heart attack, they all can't just be a coincidence. Like someone's got to be behind it. So basically, he's trying to track down the killer and how they're doing it. So that's basically what Death Note was around. Truly a fantastic anime series, best anime series I've seen ever in my life. I've seen it twice in its entirety. Best series ever. That's all I can recommend to you. Let's have a look. All right. Let's have a look. So Josh says, just heard reviews for Halloween Ends. Let's have a look. Right, there we go. Sorry, there's just some troll in the chat trying to spoil Halloween, so that's not going to happen. It says, just heard reviews for Halloween Ends, and they're worse than the last one. I'm not really quite surprised, being honest with you, simply because I actually quite liked Halloween Kills. I've expressed this on this channel already. I quite like it. Again, it is a mindless, dumb movie for sure. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever. But if you want a genuine, real slasher, if you generally want Michael Myers being a menace threat, Halloween Kills is the movie for you. But yeah, at the end of the day, right, we know Blumhouse bought the rights to Halloween. They're not going to get rid of them rights anytime soon. They'd be stupid to do so. So, in actuality, are they really going to kill off Michael Myers? No. Could they kill off Laurie Strode? Maybe. Because Jamie Curtis has said this is going to be a final one. But to be honest, because she's a final girl from like 1978, I don't think they're going to kill her off. So I'm intrigued to see how it's going to end. But yeah, this trilogy itself, actually, to be honest, the first 2, I've got no urgency to rewatch them ever again. So I'm not really surprised. Winslow says, Letterboxd is great. Love vlogging and review movies. It's great to discover new movies. Yeah, absolutely. I know Josh is a big advocate for Letterboxd as well. I think it's a great way to log movies, and I wish I knew about it far more sooner, so I'd have a lot more movies rated on there. You might even see some 5-star ones. But yeah, I've only started this year and I've got a lot of catching up to do. So I'm glad that you enjoy it, dude. I completely agree with you. Josh says he uses it every day. Always find a bunch of movies. I've got the log. Yeah, Absolutely, that's the thing. I agree with you guys. Jason says, what was it like hanging out with Adam from What the Gym? So yeah, if you guys are interested or you didn't know, today I just dropped a video onto my channel where I collabed with Adam from What the Gym, because on Tuesday we saw Fisherman's Friends the musical together in Newcastle. So we did a collab review on that. So that's on the channel right now, so you can watch that video. Of course, after the stream, that would be awesome. But yeah, in terms of what was like hanging out with Adam, he's awesome, dude. He really, really is. Adam's great. His parents are fantastic as well, Trudy and Steve. So a big shout out to Adam, Trudy, and Steve if they're watching. Yeah, they're just really such great people. And I've actually seen Adam now 3 times in person. And every single time it's just great to get to know him a little bit more, get to know his parents as well, who are just really awesome and supportive. And yeah, Adam's just such a great guy. Solar's Trenchcoat says, I still haven't seen Hellraiser 3. We'll have to check it out. I've only seen 1, 2, and 5. Funny enough, enjoyed them, but never got around to the rest. There's too many. I know if you want a Hellraiser ranking, check out Norman Ride's channel. He's literally ranked them all. Yeah, I got to number 3, and I was thinking this is already starting to get a bit stupid now compared to the first movie. So I can't imagine what it was like by number 5 or even number 10 before this reboot. Yeah, I'm glad that you've seen 1, 2, and 5, and funny enough that you enjoyed them all. I'm glad that at least you enjoyed them. Yeah, I've got no desire to watch them all. I would rather go for the first one any day of the week. Lego News says, spoilers for She-Hulk. Yeah, I'm going to read this out, by the way. So sorry, I'm going to just hide that comment. I'm going to put it back on. So if you don't want to know She-Hulk spoilers, maybe skip away for like 2 minutes just while I talk about this. But here we go. So spoilers for She-Hulk, but who gives one? The way She-Hulk broke the fourth wall was just ridiculous. But pregnant. Yeah. So the spoiler for She-Hulk, by the way, is she breaks the fourth wall, breaking into Disney Plus, basically HQ. That's all I'm going to say without you seeing that. But yeah, that's a spoiler for it. Terrible writing. Solar says, I recommend checking out the series Orphan Black. The actress from Peel plays like 4 or 6 characters and very different personalities and kills it. Yeah, I can imagine with talent like that and playing that many characters, they probably would. That's really awesome to hear, actually. Never heard of Orphan Black, but thank you for the recommendation. Definitely going to have to check it out. We're playing 4 or 6 different characters. I can't imagine that isn't any easy feat. So we'll see. And then Solar's Trenchcoat also says, well, they said the trilogy's going to end anyway, so could kill them and just reboot it because they've done that twice and people are still watching masses, but you never know. So this is the thing with Halloween Ends, right? Is however they decide to end it, I'm going to say, is I think it would be dumb to reboot it because you've got this franchise and this lore of Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, if you reboot it, okay, fair enough. You're going to wipe out existence of all the other Halloween movies, however many there is and however many exist in one universe or another, whatever the case should be. But do we really need a reboot of Halloween again with the same Michael Myers, same boiler outfit that he has, the shape, whatever you want to call them? I personally don't think so. I think they should have just done whatever they thought, right, this is going to be a trilogy. They're going to end the character or end this saga or end this legacy with Jamie Lee Curtis' character, Laurie Strode. Okay, fair enough. But write a solid narrative to the point where it is going to be where it's well thought out, a good story, good acting, good everything. You know, whereas these 2 movies, Halloween and Halloween Kills, have pretty much been forgettable. Like, I really don't care about them whatsoever. So that's my thoughts on that. Nolan says, Mike, did you see the trailer for Megan? New AI Android horror film. I think Chucky gonna have competition. I saw the poster of Megan. I know it's like the female doll, I think it is. No, I haven't seen the trailer. I've heard it's creepy stuff by James Wan, I believe, Noran. That's what I've heard about it. I'm glad that you think Chucky's going to have competition. That sounds like it's pretty good and it's been well received. I've not seen any trailer for it, though. So, no, dude, I haven't seen it. I'm kind of avoiding it because I'd maybe like to go in it for a surprise, but we'll just have to see. We've got Infinite Review saying, good day, brother. How are you? Well, hey, man, I'm doing good. Hope you are too. Nowadays, cinema is about nostalgia and reboots. Where do you think the film industry is heading next? Okay, good question, man. So thank you for the question. And yeah, hope that you're doing well. Yeah, so in terms of like where I think the film industry is headed next, so I don't think any time soon we're going to stop having reboots on nostalgia, because the thing is, by tapping into nostalgia, you pretty much selling tickets for a movie. By tapping into a reboot, you're selling tickets because people's intrigued. Okay, well, how are they going to reboot X series, X franchise, X whatever the case should be? So you're always going to have that interest with those two factors. Now, the good thing about this though is if you do nostalgia right, then it's an absolute gem. Like for example, for me, a perfect example of that is Cobra Kai. Like that series elevates the Karate Kid movies. So if you go back and rewatch Karate Kid movies now after you watch Cobra Kai, those movies are probably going to seem like Oscar movies because that series has done it so well. So I think like if nostalgia is done right, I think it'll be good. Now, if they don't do it right, then it's definitely a big misfire. So, in terms of your question, Infinite, and where I think the film industry's heading next, I think we've definitely had some movies here that's been like original, and I think some of those original movies are going to have some impact on Hollywood. So, for example, we've all probably heard about Chris Stuckman getting a Kickstarter fund and raising like $1 million, where these studios have turned them down or whether they want to rewrite the scripts. For just a guy on YouTube to get that a budget and to have people like Keith David, for example, in his movie, that's going to make an impact because Hollywood's going to be like, oh, pants, like we turned this guy down. Look at this original idea that he's had, maybe inspired by some other movies, but underlying an original idea that he's brought to like a big screen or like big Blu-ray sales or DVD sales, whatever it is. I know that part of the Kickstarter package was that, so yeah, I think it's going to head into some more original ideas, especially like A24's come up with some original ideas as well. As much as I either like or love, don't like that studio, yeah, so I think that's where it's going to head to next. But I think it's just a waiting game, really, see what they do. Lego News says, are you someone who hates those movie or story recap channels because of the voice and the music is so creepy? They did a vid of Nick Cage world ending movie and the music they used is creepy. Yeah, so for me, no, I'm not really bothered about like story or like recap channels. Like, each to their own. People have their own kind of like niche on YouTube or whatever platform that they have. I personally don't mind them. Doesn't mean that I watch them. No, not necessarily. But no, I don't mind them, dude. But never heard about the Nick Cage ones. I might have to check though. Q says that Megan dance. That sounds weird, dude. I'm intrigued now. Cinematic says I enjoyed She-Hulk. For most part, however, I have my criticism. Watching Moon Knight became a chore and I couldn't finish Ms. Marvel. I tapped out after episode 3. Yeah. So, Ms. Marvel, I've heard naff series. She-Hulk, I've heard terrible. Yeah, Moon Knight was all right at the beginning. I was like, wow, this is pretty unique. I dig it. And then the story just went way overboard. No story whatsoever. Tried to cram it in the last episode. Left on a cliffhanger ending where you could be like, oh, okay, well, we'll not see him now for 2 years. All right, no problem. Bye. See you later. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, just one of those things. So we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, I'm glad that you enjoy She-Hulk, however, though, for most part. And Nolan says, right, Q, I laughed and was creeped out at the same time. I'm going to have a look. You guys have got me interested with this Megan trailer. Lego Mew says, I've seen the trailer, Megan. I was walking yesterday and I enjoyed it, made me piss myself. No joke. Okay, well, that's cool. At least it's got like a creepy factor to it. I'm on board for that, sure. Awesome to hear that, dude. I'm going to have to watch this trailer, guys. So sorry I haven't commented on it, but I think it's James Wan, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm a fan of James Wan, so I'm going to check it out. I've got Man Cinema Reviews, so hey, hope you're doing well. Says, I'm watching Halloween Ends tonight. Actually get my tickets begrudgingly since all the critical audience poor reception. I'm looking forward to reviewing it already. Well, the thing is, man, with these kind of like audience receptions and stuff like that, is by all means not to say that they're wrong and people, like a lot of the time when people give bad scores for movies, they're mostly right. There's definitely some instances where that's not right whatsoever, or maybe it's too harsh on a movie. But again, it depends how you go into this movie. I personally even if it's getting bad reviews, I'm going to go into it open-minded, forget all that rubbish that's going on, and I'm just going to go into it generally open-minded because I'm just going to take it for what it is. If it's a terrible movie, it's a terrible movie. Is it a mediocre movie? It is. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. I say the first two movies for me, I haven't personally been bothered about, but I'm rewatching again. I'd rather watch the original from '78 again. But yeah, anyway, I'll be checking out your review, dude. So I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to get to that very shortly, by the way, Q. So give me 2 seconds, man, because I'm a bit taken back by that. This man that says, hope you're okay and just popping in. Hope you had a nice time away. Yeah, dude. Well, I hope you're doing well, Danny. Thank you so much for tuning in, man, saying hello. Yeah, had an awesome time away. Thank you for dropping in, saying hello. Really just appreciate all you guys just dropping in and saying hello. Off the cover, so hey man, hope you're doing well. Says hello from New York City. Great job as always. Not sure if anyone's asked, but have you watched Werewolf by Night? Any thoughts? Yeah, so this was asked a little bit early, but I'll certainly touch on it again very quickly. Haven't watched it yet. Haven't really had any interest in watching Marvel shows at all recently, especially like Miss Marvel and She-Hulk. I just thought no, trailers for both looked terrible. For me, Werewolf by Night, I've heard absolutely great things about, and sounds like something different for Marvel. Where I've actually heard they've actually got a bit violent with this one, so I definitely will be checking it out. But no, haven't seen it yet. But thank you for the question. Really, really appreciate that. Ryan says, "Is there a movie that Emma likes that you just dread watching if she picks that particular movie?" So I remember Emma once chose a movie called What We Do in the Shadows, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." It was like one of the movies we first watched together. I was bored throughout that entire movie. It was meant to be like a comedy, Taika Waititi. I was like, no, boring. I generally did not like that movie whatsoever. Maybe it's just the mind frame I was in at the time. Maybe it's just watching at the time I wasn't interested in, whatever. But yeah, we've never really done it where we've been like, we love a movie and be like, oh, let's rewatch that again. And the other person didn't like it. We kind of just watch like a movie, then don't rewatch them again, like that same movie. Yeah, we kind of just watch like a movie and then that's it, you know. But good question, man. So thank you for that. Lego News says, I believe that Nick Cage movie was called Knowing. Oh, okay, cool. Never seen that movie. Shock. I've never seen a movie. Yeah, dude, haven't read that. Q, man. Well, dude, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. First ever super chat as well. Yeah, I saw that pop up before, like not the comment or anything, but the super chat. And I was like, what? I'm like, really? Like, what's going on? Q, too kind, dude. Honestly, thank you so much, man. That's really, really appreciate. Oh, you got to see the Megan dance, fam. Yeah, I will. I will. I'll definitely check it out. That's it. I swear. After this live stream, I'm gonna go check out the trailer. But thanks so much, man. Honestly, that's really, really appreciate it. And honestly, dude, so kind of you, man. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I do. I'm kind of just speechless. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much, Q. Honestly, very, very kind, man. Thank you, Q. Truly. Imnit says, sorry, guys, I'm a bit muddled up here. Imnit Review says, are you someone that is trying to get into the movie industry? No. Not in a bad way or anything like that. No, you've been honest with you guys. So for anyone who's maybe like, see if anyone ever asked me, okay, like, what's your idea with YouTube? I got asked this actually the other day. By Adam's dad. He's like, what is the long-term goal of YouTube or anything like that? And I'm going to say the same thing that I've said to everyone, including my partner Emma, is I love doing YouTube. It's a huge passion project of mine. It gives me an outlet to be creative because I am a quite creative person. So for me, don't get me wrong, if there's one day in time where I, for example, with monetization, get paid enough money where I could quit my full-time job, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would love to do YouTube full-time. Will that day ever come? I don't know. I really, really don't know. If it does come, it might happen in a month. It could happen in a year, 10 years, 20 years. If I'm still doing YouTube by that point and this still exists. So I really, really don't know that will ever happen. So in terms of getting into the movie industry, to answer your question, I've never really thought about it. If I did, I would like to maybe pitch the idea for a movie. In terms of script writing, I don't know if I'd ever want to do like a script write, being honest with you. Although I have got some things in the pipework, so you have to stay around and stay tuned to the channel because I've got some cool announcements coming up. But Not necessarily, no, but I would like to pitch some ideas. But thank you for the question. I've never been asked that before. Q says Werewolf by Night was dope. Yeah, I don't know. Did I check out your review for that one, Q? I might have, or I might not have, because I've been kind of avoiding a couple of things in that because I didn't want to know like spoilers. Not saying you spoiled it or anything, but I've kind of been avoiding it. But yeah, dude, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. And Emma says you are out of line for saying what we do in the shadows is boring. Basically, yeah. I wasn't a fan of the movie. I know that's one of like Emma's favorites. So yeah, Emma, I'm glad that you really, really enjoyed that. It just wasn't for me. Like, it wasn't my kind of humor, I guess. But we all have like different personalities and humors, so it's all cool. I'm glad that she likes it though. Jason says, never seen that movie. Could be the name of your autobiography. Just kidding, Mike. I'm assuming Magic Mike you mean in there, Jason. I'm not really too sure if that's what you still mean by that one. But yeah, dude, I don't think anyone would read my autobiography. It'd be pretty short and boring. But we'll wait and see. No one says, I just as proud horror fan, I'm excited. Horror is king right now. I'm currently watching Halloween H2O preparation to get to end. Be seeing it with my wife tomorrow. Well, firstly, dude, hope that you enjoy it with your wife tomorrow. Definitely a really cool way to prepare for it, although H2O is obviously not linked into it, but yeah, definitely kind of like some of the throwback movies and stuff and some of the older movies that they decided to erase from existence. But the one with Busta Rhymes for me it makes me laugh every single time. Just the fact that Busta Rhymes is like punch and kick Michael Myers, man. Like, who writes that, you know? So yeah, hope you get check it out. Q says you deserve it, man. You put in a great work. Sorry it's not more, dude. Honestly, I appreciate any super chats whatsoever. If anyone ever wants to drop them, or super thanks, whatever they're called now. Generally, dude, really appreciate it. I don't ask for anything with you guys. So Q, to even spend $10, dude, like, that's just massively appreciated, especially when you don't have to. So thank you so much, dude. Honestly, truly, I'm baffled. I really, really am. So thank you, man. Yeah, always trying to put in like work. I'm always trying to bring something different to the channel. I definitely got a very, very, very exciting announcement coming to the channel very, very shortly. So keep an eye out. I think you're definitely going to be interested in Q. But I'll probably tell you privately anyway. Jason says, I'm with Emma on What We Do in the Shadows. That's a funny movie. Well, Jason, glad that you agree, dude. Glad that you enjoyed it. Yeah, you know, I know a lot of people that like that movie, and you know, fair play to anyone that likes that movie. But for me, nah, it just wasn't for me. But that's really cool. Lego News, Lego News says, if I wanted to donate money to a stream, I would have to stay on my mom's credit card, which is what 5-year-olds do for their games. I know exactly about this. Yeah, so I used to work for a bank, and we get loads of calls being like, "Oh, this fraud." I might have to do like maybe like a little series here about calls I've had in the bank before. I think that could be like a cool series as well for the channel. I've got all these series ideas, but I've got series on the channel I haven't even completed yet, like the Michael J. Fox filmography, which is coming back very shortly, by the way. But yeah, like, we'll get a lot of phone calls, be like, "Oh, I don't recognize these purchases from FIFA, for example," and we'll be like, "Well, it's linked to your home address. Like, that's where the purchases come from. Can you check your son's PlayStation?" And they're like, "Oh, how do I do that?" So I'd walk them through it, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, turns out it was my son." So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But no, again, none of you guys have to donate money or anything like that. Again, I absolutely appreciate if you did or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's sincerely like one of the nicest things you guys could ever generally do. I mean, just being here is generally one of the nicest things you guys can ever do anyway. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do a super chat, super thanks, it's there. The options are always there. But I never ask for them. So Q, again, thank you, my man. That's really, really appreciate it. I actually don't say that's a joke. Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, like young kids do, because like, oh, what's this card, you know, like this card, what power does it have, you know? So no one says yeah, just trying to get them through before I say ends. Yeah, that's fair enough, dude. Got Adam from What to Do, What to Gym. So hey, Adam, hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope Trudy and Steve are doing well as well. He says, hey Mike, how you doing? I'm good, how are you? And he says, also, do you have a favorite mockumentary? Wow, okay. Favorite mockumentary. Oh, can't say I do. No, I actually can't say I do. Actually, I've seen a couple. Now, if you're on about mockbusters, that's a different question, and I could probably list a whole bunch of the silent ones I've seen, which you guys have probably seen reviews for. But in terms of mockumentary, I can't say I have, my friend, but thank you for the question. If I do think of one, I'll let you know. We've got Man Cinema Review says Mexican actor. I can't pronounce that name. Someone Garcia, Gail. I don't know. I'm not even going to pronounce it. Sorry, my pronunciation is awful. Stars and Werewolf by Night. He's amazing. He was one of the highlights in M. Night Shyamalan's old. Weird, he's getting horror roles. I agree. Werewolf by Night is great. Well, again, I'm glad that you like it, dude. I saw Elliot from IMO Reviews review on Werewolf by Night, and he was saying that actor was one of the standouts on it. So yeah, I'm going to have to definitely check it out. I haven't seen M. Night Shyamalan's old, by the way, so I can't comment on that. But yeah, glad that you enjoyed Werewolf by Night. That's awesome. Ibn Review says one movie I dread with when my wife wanted to watch it is Passengers. Okay, so I saw Passengers back in cinema when that originally came out, and it'll be in this box. You guys be able to see that now. So that box here, it says Pops right there. So that is all the cinema tickets I've ever collected is in that box. And in these plastic bags as I'm sorting them through the year, as I've just recently started series on my channel, like my year in cinema tickets, 2005 I recently did. Obviously, I've got so many more years to cover. I've got from 2005 up to present. So yeah, Passengers I saw in the cinemas, but I've never seen it since. So I can't comment now if that is a good movie, if that was a terrible movie. I think at the time, I thought it was kind of like a mediocre movie. I didn't mind it. I didn't hate the movie. But I can understand at the time like why people maybe didn't like the movie. I know it didn't get really great reception from what I remember, but could be wrong. So thank you for the comment, dude. Jason Old Millennial says, were you always into tattoos? Yeah, absolutely. So my older brother Joe has tattoos. My older sister Natalie has tattoos. My other older sister Vicky has tattoos. It's only my younger brother and my nephew that don't have tattoos. So yeah, I was always interested in them. I think they're just an absolute beautiful piece of work of art. Of course, you get some tattoos that are terrible, as you see, and then done is really, really bad. Obviously, each of their own. That person could think that's amazing. We all have different subject opinions. Someone could be like, oh, this tattoo's rubbish, whatever the case should be. Yeah, always been into tattoos. Never really knew what I wanted. Then as I've gotten later on in life, I've decided what I wanted. And so, yeah, got 2 tattoo sleeves right here. Let's have a look. Adam says, do you know how many tattoos you have? If so, how many? So, easy answer, 2 tattoo sleeve arms, and that's all I have. I don't have them over my body. I have thought about maybe getting a Death Note tattoo themed on my leg, like getting a tattoo, just leg sleeve of Death Note. A lot of money, though. Or maybe tattoo a portrait on my chest of my 2 dogs that passed away, Molly and Angel. Haven't decided yet though, because again, it's a lot of money. But yeah, so tattoo wise, 2 arms. That's all I've got. Adam also says, I really enjoyed before that, Ryan says, dang, I don't mind Passengers. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Adam says, I really enjoyed Passenger films, and so does my dad. Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I think at the time when I watched it, I thought like, oh, this is a pretty cool concept. I know it's like Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, if I remember correctly. I like both of those actors and actresses. So yeah, we'll definitely have to give it a rewatch, especially you guys saying that you enjoy it. So that's cool. So does Trent. Well, on the other side of the fence here, so does Trent saying Passengers had some cool parts, but wasn't really a fan. Yeah, it's a shame, dude, that you weren't really a fan. A shame that you weren't, but it's one of those things where it's not going to work for everyone. Again, I think the reception at the time wasn't great. So does Trench Quarter says, do you do other things besides movie and TV content channel, or do you only do film and TV related stuff? I'm new to the channel, so curious. Yeah, well, thank you for coming by the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Yes, so on my channel, so I cover a range of all sorts. So don't get me wrong, a lot of the time you will see a video where it's a movie review. I do try to vary that up where I can. It's a little bit tough because, for example, so on my channel, the main stuff I cover is movies, TV reviews, Back to the Future content. I need to do like an updated Pop Funko collection video. I think that would be cool for you guys. An updated Back to the Future collection of like just merchandise and memorabilia that I have. I also do vlogs. So if I do like, for example, like a brand new mini golf that opens up in my local center, I'll go do a video on it, for example, or like a brand new cinema, whatever the case should be. I also do videos just about the cinema in general, not just like reviewing a movie. I do vlogs. I do documentary reviews. So I do a bit of all sorts. So I do a lot of reviews, but I also do a lot of vlogs as well when I can. So yeah, definitely a wide range of stuff to check out onto the channel. Got far much more stuff coming very, very shortly that is different. I've also done recently some theme park reviews. I've got another one on the way, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, which I've just filmed today. So yeah, definitely got a lot of stuff coming very, very soon. So I appreciate you being brand new to the channel. And yeah, thank you for the question. That's awesome. Lego News says, I kind of want to mention this randomly, but on Saturday will be a month since my cat Leona died, who got hit by a car. At the drive where I live, that was something about my personal life. Well, firstly, Lego News, thank you for sharing that. Before I moved in with my partner Emma, I wasn't really a cat person, but she has two cats, Max and Sebastian, who I absolutely love. They're awesome. And since then, I've become a cat person. So, firstly, just rest in peace, Leona. It's one of those things with cats, if they get out, or like say if they are outside through the day and then they come in at night, like anything can happen. So the two that we have, they're house cats, so they always stay in. I wouldn't trust it being outside personally. I'm not to say that nothing wrong with that, because of course there isn't anything really wrong with that, and anyone's general opinions. So that's not for me to comment. But yeah, best thing you can do, man, is if you've got any like photos, definitely treasure them, look over them every day. Or if you have like Leona's collar or anything like that, like keep that nearby. That's what helps me. I haven't got it right now, it's downstairs, but I actually have like my two dogs that passed away. I've still got their collars in like a little bag. So I've got that with me. Like everywhere I go, I always take it with me. So that's kind of like one way that I deal with it. So there's another personal story from me. But thank you for the comment, dude. And definitely my thoughts. So with you and Leona as well, dude. So this trench coat says cool. Yeah, well, thanks, dude. No problem. And yeah, Ryan's got a lot of cats. Every time Ryan's on the stream, one of his cats always walks into the stream. You can guarantee it. Ryan does a lot of live streams as well. Awesome guy. So yeah, all you guys who's in the comments right now or watching after the fact, all these usernames that you see, please go subscribe to each other's channels. Go show each other a lot of love and support. Generally, you're all awesome people, and thank you for choosing to spend your Thursday with me. Generally, it does still baffle me why people want to watch me on a Thursday, but thank you so much. Generally, I really, really love and appreciate you all. You're all awesome. Interview says, have you ever been to Cali before? Yes, I have. In 2019, was the first and only time I've been there. I went as part of like a trip around the west coast of America. So I went to Los Angeles. Amazing place. So cool. I definitely want to go back. I'm not sure when, but definitely in the future. Definitely a big plan. Jason says, is Emma a big movie fan like you? Yeah, so Emma loves horror. Well, I mean, she loves movies in general, don't get me wrong. Like, she likes a romance movie and stuff like that. But yeah, she loves horror. That's her favorite. So yeah, she's definitely a big movie fan. She definitely probably watches a lot more like TV series than I do. So I know that she recently binged The Office, the American one. I know she watched the Dharma series. She's watched quite a few things, to be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff that she'll watch and I don't see, or vice versa, or we watch together, whatever the case would be. But yeah, definitely a big movie fan. Not so much like checking movies out with the cinema as such. Like, she goes to see like certain ones at the cinema, whereas me, I just go see anything that's on to go see a movie. Sorry, I just had something in my eye there. But yeah, like for me, like I go see anything that's on at the cinema because I just love watching any movie, even if it's terrible. So at least I can kind of give an opinion on it and kind of like write it down or letterbox it, for example. But yeah, definitely a big movie fan, dude. So yeah, thank you for the question. Lego News says, I went through hell, and I remember the next day when I went to school, I got into a fight and cried like 3 times because she's the only one, the first cat that I got left. Yeah, dude, it's never easy losing a pet. Whether it's cat, dog, tortoise, snake, whatever people have as pets. It's never easy losing a pet. It's always hard, and I always find it hard as well. Again, that's why I've got like my 2 dogs' collars in like a little bag. It's something that I treasure. One of the things I treasure the most, in terms of items. Yeah, it's never easy, so I don't blame you for crying. And dude, it's one of those things where if you ever are feeling teary, I personally implore to cry and get those tears out, because you do feel a little bit better after a little bit of time. And sometimes it's just better to just let it out than contain it, that's what I'll say. But Anyway, dude, thank you for sharing that personal story with me, though. I really appreciate it. It takes a lot to share that, you know. Ryan says, do you have a dream artist / band you would love to see live? Okay, cool. So a lot of people always ask me, Mike, what's your favorite music? Like what music are you into? What bands do you like? That kind of stuff. So I like a bit of all sorts. But in terms of bands that I would love to see, so there's a few country artists that I would love to see live. Because I love country music, so I'd love to see like Thomas Rhett live. Miranda Lambert would be another one. Sam Hunt. So those three straight away I'd love to see. There's a lot more, don't get me wrong. But in terms of like bands that's not country that I'd love to see, there's an American band called Hawk Nelson. I don't know if anyone on the stream has ever heard of Hawk Nelson. They're kind of like a light rock pop / punk band. I really dig their music. I would love to see them live, but not really sure if I'd ever love to. So definitely there's a couple I would love to see live. I'd also like to see Maroon 5 because I love their music, but Adam Levine has been very in the news recently. But I would still actually really kind of like to see them live, despite everything. But thank you for the question, Ryan. Jason says, does Emma watch those bad asylum movies like you, Karen Amdeville or Amdeville Karen? Or is she like, later, Mike, you can watch it on your own? Basically, dude, I watch them on my own. I'm not going to put Emma through that, you know. No, not to say that Emma doesn't want to watch them or anything like that. But what will happen is if I'm just in the house by myself, or if I hear about these movies, like I want to watch them straight away. You know, like if there's a movie like say Halloween Ends, for example, I'm gonna go see that with Emma, you know, because we love horror. But at the same time, no, she doesn't watch those terrible movies. I mean, come on, you guys don't want to watch like Amityville Karen. You know, you guys probably want to watch me review that so you can see the pain that I've gone through when you see that review, you know. So no, dude, she doesn't watch movies like that. Don't really blame her. Oh, Ryan says, yeah, I know who Hawk Nelson is. Wow, Ryan, I think you're the first person ever to know who that band is besides me. So that's awesome. What do you think of their music? But yeah, I'm really surprised someone actually knows who they are. Wow, okay. Wow, I'm actually shocked. Joe says, just about to watch Good Night Mommy. Been intrigued by the trailer for a while, so let's hope it doesn't suck. Let me just quickly Google that because I've never heard of that movie. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've just got it on here. It's got a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Yeah, I got no idea, Joe, what that movie is. So I hope that you really enjoy it. Let me know if it is any good. But yeah, I've never heard it, dude. Never heard of it. Jason says that's probably a good idea for the relationship. Yeah, absolutely. Imagine if I put Emma through all those things. So what happened was, okay, so here's a story for you guys. There was once when, so I go see my mom often as much as I can. And what will happen is I'll be like, oh, Mom, have you watched anything good recently? Have you seen anything of this? So I remember a while ago, there was a movie with Joaquin Phoenix called You Were Never Really Here. And I remember my mum being like, at the time, was like, oh, it's a great movie. I remember seeing it advertised at the cinema. It had a very, very, very tiny run, so I missed it. And my mum was like, yeah, it was a good movie. I really, really loved it. So because of that, one night I was like, oh, Emma, you know, we both like Joaquin Phoenix. And it's like, oh, this movie my mum was saying it was really good. No. One of the worst movies that I've ever seen, the worst movies she's ever seen. And anytime, say, if we watch a bad movie, it always gets said, she'll always be like, well, it's not as bad as that movie. You were never really here. So I never get a live down, which I don't blame her, to be honest. So imagine if I put her through an asylum movie. Yeah, relationship would be done tomorrow. So yeah, dude, completely agree. And Jason says, do you and Joe hang out very often? Not really. So the issue is not to say that we don't want to or anything like that, because it's really cool. Like if I get to see Joe, we obviously talk a lot in that terms, or like me and Joe will hang out with like our other brothers, Daniel and James, for example, when we can all get together. But the issue is we all work and we all work different shifts. So it's not as if, say, all of us work Monday, Friday, and we all get the weekend off. So it makes it a lot easier for everyone. We don't get that luxury as such. So for example, sorry guys, just getting the spam bot in the chat there. Just got rid of them. Sorry about that. So yeah, basically what happens is I work basically Monday to Friday. Joe works like Friday to Sunday right now. My brother Daniel's moved to London recently. My nephew works Monday to Friday, so we don't really get the same things. And then obviously, you know, I might go out with Emma for the day, or like my nephew might go out with his girlfriend the weekend. So we don't really get a lot of chance to like hang out with each other. When we do get a chance to hang out with each other, though, it's awesome because sometimes I get to spend more time with my two nephews, Joe's sons. You know, so yeah, not very often, but I would like to more. But it just depends on like all of our schedules and stuff. You know. But thank you for the question. Noran says, Mike, favorite go-to Halloween candy? Personally, mine is Reese's Pieces or Sweet Tarts. Well, dude, that's awesome. That's really, really awesome. I love Reese's Pieces, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't really say I've got necessarily like a favorite Halloween candy because here in the UK, we don't really get like specialized candy that comes out like once a year or worst case, what they might do is they might repackage some chocolates to be Halloween themed packet. That's it. So no, I don't really necessarily have one, but I do love like the candy corn confectionery you guys have in America. I do have that, so I do like that. So I would say that one if I can, but I don't obviously have that very, very often. Oh well, sorry. Ryan says you can't forget snow caps. Don't know what that is. I'm gonna have a look at that. Winslow says no, you were never really here. Is really good. Well, Winslow, I'm glad that you enjoy it, and I can see why people would like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say anything against you guys that do like that movie. For me and my partner, though, it was just a boring ass movie. It was just like nothing really happened in it. Maybe I need to rewatch it because it's been like at least a year and a half now. But definitely got no desire to. But I'm glad that you enjoy it, dude. At least someone does. Ryan says, yeah, Hawk Nelson is a Christian band, so they played at this Christian theatre in the town. Oh, wow, okay. Dude, I really wish I could have seen them live. I really do. Love them at least 8-9 years more now, but never got this chance to see them play. They've never been to the UK, so I don't know if they will, because obviously they changed like the main lead singer and stuff as well. So I don't know if they ever would. But yeah, dude, I hope you got a chance to see them if you did, or if not, it's cool to hear about that they're actually near the town next to you. Lego News says, do you like listening to upbeat music? Because if you do, I highly recommend Owl City by Adam Young. His songs are some of my favorite all-time songs. I highly recommend it. Yeah, so in terms of Owl City, I've heard of a couple of Owl City songs, like Fireflies, for example. I did a collab with Carly Rae Jepsen, Good Time, I believe it was, or I think it was a good time anyway. I might be wrong. Yeah, so I've heard of some Owl City songs. Don't mind the artist. Can't say that I personally like have a Spotify playlist to constantly listen to them. But yeah, pretty cool that you recommend Owl City. I might check out more of the stuff, especially if he's done like more recent stuff as well, because I think everyone knows like just the big songs from originally time, and that was it. So I might be wrong though. So, but thank you for the recommendation. I'll have to have a look. Jason says, are UK cinemas similar to US cinemas? Kind of, yeah. So for example, when I recently went over to Orlando, that was the first ever time I'd been to an American cinema ever. So I had two different experiences of going to an American cinema. The first one was with Anthony Perez, and basically it was at a AMC theater, I think it was, yeah, AMC theater in Disney Springs. And basically what happened was you had about 4, 5, 6 rows that was right at the front. And then as you go up, there was like another 4, 5, 6 rows, but obviously as a little bit of a height, but all of them had like a balcony banister each. So we don't have that in the UK. The first row, as the seats get elevated, you might have like a like a banner, for example. And sometimes people put the feet up. But then after that, we sat a little bit further up, and then besides that, it was kind of like an elevator floor, like you would get in like an actual like theater show with more seats. And I was like, we don't have that ever. We basically just have a cinema layout where you have your front row seats here, then you have the seats that elevate up, and basically just goes all the way elevating up like that, just up some stairs, and that's it. That's basically our cinemas. So at times a little bit similar, because the second experience I went to was with Anthony Perez and Rashad from Rashad Reviews, and that cinema was a little bit more maybe like dated, I would say. And that was basically just like a UK cinema, like a smaller screen one. So that one was, but the first one, no, definitely not. So yeah, two complete different experiences, dude. But I definitely preferred the US cinema, being honest with you. Ryan says, in St. Augustine, there's a chocolate factory here, and you can tour and sample chocolates. My son and me did it once. Oh, that's awesome, dude. What was the name of the chocolate factory? I know when I was in America, me and Emma went to Chocolate Emporium. We had food there as well. And very, very delicious, by the way. So we've been to that one. I've been to a chocolate factory in about an hour and a half drive from me, where I told you the story of Nestle. So like round trees and Kit Kats and stuff like that. If you guys in America have heard of those kind of chocolates, well, especially Kit Kats, I know you guys have that there. But like round trees, fruit pastels, like stuff like that, you may have not heard of. So yeah, I've done like a chocolate tour before. Really, really awesome, actually, to be honest. But yeah, if you guys have done chocolate tours as well, let me know in the comments. Thank you for that comment, Ryan. I want to hear more about that experience. So if you're still here, dude, drop some comments. Lego News says it was a good time. Yep, well, awesome. Glad it was. And that song is called "But Shooting Star" is just like that. Awesome. I listen to these songs every day. Well, dude, I'm gonna have to listen to a Shooting Star. I don't think I've ever heard of that song ever. I didn't even know about it, actually, to be honest, because I think Owl City kind of went off the radar, at least as far as I'm aware. But might be wrong. Maybe it's one of the newer songs. I really don't know. So I'm gonna have to have a look. So thank you for the recommendation. So I'm gonna go through a couple more movies I've watched on my Letterboxd recently, as I've caught up with the comments for now. That you won't see reviews for here on the channel. So another movie I saw recently was Free From Hell. I wish I didn't. But basically, Free From Hell is House of Thousand Corpses, Devil's Reject, and Free From Hell, all directed by Rob Zombie. Now, I've only seen Devil's Rejects. Quite like that movie, didn't mind it. But this was kind of the first movie I ever noticed of Rob Zombie's, where I really paid attention to like critique it and stuff like that. And that guy does not know how to direct a movie at all. He is a shocking director. How he's still doing directing projects, I do not know. So Free From Hell, 1 star out of 5. I also watched recently Bodies, which is an A24 movie, which is kind of like meant to be like a meta comedy horror kind of movie. 1 star out of 5. Absolutely appalling. Cinematography awful. The whole movie is basically shot in the dark and only used with like iPhone torches, basically, or like an actual torch. Which, don't get me wrong, cool, but they could have at least had like some like dim lighting to make these sets. But basically, a lot of time you couldn't really see what was going on. The jokes that was meant to be here wasn't funny at all. Annoying, unforgettable characters whatsoever. Pete Davidson's in here. I like him. I think he's pretty cool. Wasted in this movie. Awful. One of the worst of the year I've seen, and I'll go into that more. Worst of the year list for the end of the year. So there's a spoiler for one movie that's going to be in my top 10. And then also recently I watched Misery for the first time ever. Yeah, so Misery with James Caan and Kathy Bates. Never seen the movie before. Give that one a 3.5 stars out of 5. Really, really enjoyed that movie. I would actually, when I finished watching that movie, I actually said to my partner, Emma, I'd actually really like to see a remake of that movie. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed Misery. A fun movie for sure. So there's a couple of movies that I've recently watched. I've got Ryan here said it's called Wheatstone Chocolate. So there's 4 different locations. The main location has a small factory, and you can see how they're mixed, made, and packaged. Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, don't think I've ever heard of Wheatstone Chocolates or Wheatstone Chocolates. I don't know how you pronounce it, Ryan. So sorry if I've butchered it. I know here in the UK, about a couple of hours drive from me, there's something called Cadbury World. So if you know what Cadbury chocolate are, there's something there where you can go there and you can see how the chocolate's mixed and made, and like they're like chocolate literally shaped as like a football. So yeah, it's really, really awesome. But glad to hear that you and your son had a great time. It sounds like you guys did. And yeah, if I'm ever in St. Augustine, you got to take me. So that looks really cool. Jason says, when I was in London, I ate fish and chips for the first time and loved it. It's one of my favourite dishes to order now. Is that a popular dish in the UK? Absolutely, my friend. It really, really is. I would say a common trend in the UK, right, is we're mainly known for getting the fish and chips every Friday. Everyone always says, like, Friday is fish and chips kind of day here. Now, don't get me wrong. People obviously order it every day, single week. If you're down near the beach on the seaside, you would order fish and chips. I absolutely love fish and chips. I would get that anytime if I was out. There's been odd times when I've gone to the beach and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to go get a fish and chips. That's exactly what I've done. Beautiful food. Definitely one of the better English food that you can generally get. America's obviously not so specialized. Unless it is, let me know. But yeah, love fish and chips, dude. And it's definitely a popular one. Yeah. Always has been, and I think it always will. It's just simple food, but tasty. That's what I'll say. Ryan says there's a place in Pennsylvania called Hershey Park, and outside the park they have the Hershey's factory. That was a cool experience. You go on a ride to explore the history of Hershey's. Wow. Okay, that's cool. I like Hershey chocolate as well. Wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I like it. That's awesome. I can only imagine what a Hershey factory would actually be like. He said that's a cool experience to go to, so I'm assuming you've been to it, or at least you know a lot about it by the sound of it. Yeah, like I definitely want to explore more of America, see more sites and stuff. Definitely a trip planned to Elliot in the future at some point. So I would love to go more around different places. I've seen West Coast America, I've seen Orlando, so there's a big other amount of territories I want to go see. I definitely want to come to St. Augustine in Florida. I definitely want to come to Kansas to see Jason. I want to go where Noran's based, Justin from J. Lomas Entertainment. A lot of you guys I want to meet, especially like Jacob Martin as well. I'd love to meet him. I got Ryan says, yeah, I went there when I was younger, like 12. All right, dude, cool. So, I mean, obviously you have some memories, but sorry, I had to get a drink. But yeah, I can imagine now as an adult, those memories will be like far different than when you were 12-year-old. At least that's what I can remember. So I remember actually, here's a little story. I remember a couple of years back, I was at a gaming festival in Birmingham. So it's the Insomnia Gaming Festival, which has a couple of videos on my channel if you guys want to know that. I'll see them. Yeah, so they do them in August and April. Sorry, April and August. Obviously, that's the correct way to tell the months of the year. So anyway, I go there twice a year. And basically what happened was when I was younger, my auntie, who passed away several years ago now, took all my brothers and sisters to Cadbury World, right? And I was meant to go, but at the time I was not well at all, so I couldn't go. So I heard Cadbury World was an amazing experience as a kid for all of them. So about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now, I can't remember the exact amount of time, might have been even longer. I actually went to Cadbury World for the first time. I was like, wow, okay, let me see what I missed out as a child. And it was a cool experience, definitely more cooler as a kid, for sure. So I didn't get that experience. But I got experience as an adult, and I could say that it was enjoyable. I would maybe go again, but I'd rather take, like, say, like one of my nephews or something, because I think they would have a blast more than I did, you know? So it'd be interesting to see the differences between when you were 12 and now, if you got a chance to go. Lego M News, says, have you watched a comedy show called The Practical Jokers? Even, jeez, I cannot talk tonight because they're funny as hell. Yes, dude, I've heard of it. I've watched it so many times. I've seen so many like recaps and compilation videos of like Joe Gatto or Sal, Murray, Q. Love the show, dude. Honestly, such a funny show. Just such a simple premise about four friends pranking each other, you know. So good, the show. Obviously, I know Joe Gatto's left now because he got divorced from his wife, and I think he wanted to focus on his daughter, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I know he's got his like own YouTube channel, so he's probably getting revenue from that, you know. But yeah, love the show. Really do. Such a funny show. But yeah, I am basically going to be saying, guys, I'm going to maybe last another 10 more minutes and I'm going to be heading out. I want to get showered, settle that down for the night kind of stuff. And also, I've got work tomorrow. So, yeah. So, basically, I just want to say that I'm going to maybe go for another 5-10 more minutes. So, if you've got any kind of more questions or comments or anything like that, or, you know, I just want to ask you guys, you know, how's your week going? Like, what's new with you guys? Have you been up to anything exciting or anything like that? You know, drop those comments. We'll have a little chat about it, and then I will be signing out. But, yeah, I just want to actually give you guys, while I'm here, a little bit of a heads up of what content you can expect to see over the weekend and what content coming up on the channel very shortly. So, content over the weekend, you're going to see Halloween Ends review tomorrow night or Saturday morning. I'm not really too sure yet. We'll have to just wait and see. But yeah, Halloween Ends review is coming tomorrow night, Saturday morning on my channel. Also, my Halloween special this year. Everyone's doing like a Halloween special. Some people are doing like a lot of movies or like new intros, whatever. I've done a kind of like a specialized one, I guess you could say. But what you are going to see from me in terms of a Halloween special, where I'm kind of going to do like a kind of special review for you guys, is possibly next Friday, maybe even before then. I'm not really too sure. You're going to see a review for Amityville Karen. So expect to see that on the channel very, very shortly. Next week, also, you will see me release my vlog/review of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party from when I was in America at Magic Kingdom. So that vlog review will be coming next week, but will be on Patreon early. So if you want to sign up, link is down below. £2 per month only, and you get access to so much stuff. You guys see... yeah, you guys hear me plug that a lot, so I'm not going to keep plugging that here. But yeah, so you're going to expect to see that. So Amityville Karen is coming up with a review for that. Halloween Ends tomorrow night, Saturday morning. Expect to see those. Michael J. Fox will be coming back, the filmography. I want to get that finished, so that will be coming back very, very shortly. And there's some other reviews as well coming up, so keep an eye out for those. But again, today I did drop a video with Adam from What the Gym, and that's where we talked about Fisherman's Friends, the musical, which we saw on Tuesday. So let's have a look. I've got Lego news saying, I have a holiday after next week, but I have a maths test on Monday. Well, good luck with your maths test, dude. I hope it does well. I'm sure you will smash it, and I hope you enjoy your holiday. Are you going abroad? Are you going somewhere in your country in terms of like a mini break? Let me know, dude. Q Review says, Karen, yes. Yeah, dude. It wasn't a yes from me. Let me put it that way. Amityville Karen, awful movie. But yeah, that review will be coming very soon, dude. And I've kind of specialized my theme kind of horror themed as well for that movie. So keep an eye out for that. He says, but I have a full week off, so that's good at least. Yeah, dude, absolutely always good. To have some time off, relax, recharge, that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your time off. And Ryan says, I know you're looking forward to the Christmas. Yes, there's a movie coming out called The Christmas Karen this year. I will be reviewing that movie on the channel. That will probably be like a Christmas special as well. Christmas Karen. So keep an eye out for a Christmas Karen review coming very, very shortly. It's debuting in November, I believe. I did actually reach out to the film studio, ask if I could have an early screener. It's probably not going to happen. But yeah, that will be coming also very soon. Lego News says, now I'm staying home, which I will just take my time, make my Avengers Secret Wars trailer. Yeah, dude, absolutely. Yeah, might as well. Keeps you busy. Obviously, I know it's a passion project with your Lego, which is awesome, by the way. I love Lego. So yeah, dude, hope you have a great time off and just a great holiday. And I know you will absolutely smash your maths test, and I will be checking out your trailer. So keep an eye out for that. Jason says, thanks for being a good friend, Mike. Always great talking to you and getting to know you. Yeah, Jason, absolute same sentiment goes to you as well, my friend. Absolutely great guy, Jason O Millennial. He's very close to 150 subs as well. So anyone watching right now, please go over and support Jason. Awesome guy. Deserves definitely a lot of love. All you guys watching right now, go subscribe to each other. Go give each other channels some love. You guys have got a lot of love and passion. So that would be awesome if you all support each other. So yeah, dude, absolutely. It's been, you know what it is, guys? It's been an absolute pleasure doing like a bit of Q&A with you guys and answering questions. I'll do these more often, and if you want to see more solo streams as well, let me know. I can certainly filter them into Z Talks. But yeah, next week will be a return of guests. I know next week, I think it will be possibly D Movieman on Z Talks and Anthony A. Perez. I haven't confirmed the full lineup yet. And then you are going to see Jason on Z Talks very shortly. I do want to get Q reviews on here as well. So Q, if you are watching, please let me know whenever you get a Thursday off work, because you're definitely coming on Z Talks, as this has been in the works for a while. If you do, I'm going to have you and Rashad. So hopefully we can get that worked in the future. And yeah, if any of you other guys would like to be on Z Talks, also if you're watching live right now, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. Links are down below in the description box. Letterboxd even, it's on there as well. And I'll have a look at you on Z Talks. Lego News says, well, later, man, have a great day. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you. Q says, heck yeah. So, dude, yeah, get a Thursday off. Tell work that you're going to have an early finish and come do Z Talks, dude. I've been trying to get you on for the longest time. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone who's watching live right now or after the fact. Generally, just appreciate you all so much for tuning in. A lot of love for you all as well. And Q, also thanks for the super chat early, man. Dude, honestly, I'm still baffled by that. But yeah, again, just thank you everyone for watching. Again, I've got a lot of exciting content coming up and a very big announcement coming very, very shortly as well. So keep an eye out for that. But until the next time that I see you, I'll be seeing you later. So thanks, guys.